This is Valheim. I have played this game on the stream before, but it was a long time ago. It was right after release, and I really knew literally nothing about it, and I was just going into it 100% blind. Now, a little bit more time has passed, and even though I haven't really played a bunch of it or learned very much, I'm a little bit more aware of the type of game it is, what you're trying to do, and I've played it a little bit with my friend Christian on the weekend. And so you can see I've got a character here that I've already made, and I'm not going to play that character though. Let's make a new character, because I'd like to sort of start over again from the beginning. If you've been watching my stream for a long time, ages ago you saw me start from the beginning before, but I think that it's been long enough. It's probably a good idea to start from the beginning again. So I tend to like playing female characters in games for some reason. Let's go with some... What is this, braided 3? It's got, that cool little like bird's nest braid. I like that. Let's do that. No beard. Hair tone. Let's go a little bit blonde. Oh, bright shiny hair. There, that'll make me distinct from the other character. And let's name this character, this is kind of a Nordic sort of game. Let's go with Sigrid, which is the name of my favorite Norwegian pop star. I think technically it's pronounced like Sigrid or something like that. But I speak English, and I don't think I can do a good job of consistently getting the Norwegian pronunciation right. So let's go with Sigrid. I think that's probably okay, given that the English language is the way it is, mostly because Norwegians enslaved my ancestors, and so I think I can do what I want with their words, and it's fine. So if you don't know Valheim, basically it's set in sort of a magical Nordic-inspired world. It is a survival game. It's a tree-punching survival game, the kind of survival game where you spawn in with absolutely nothing, and you have to build a life for yourself from scratch. And it's got goals, bosses you're supposed to defeat. I've never gotten anywhere near that. I've got no idea what that's like. All I've done is the very basic early survival stuff, but that's the stuff that's most relevant to my job anyway. So yeah, I think we're gonna get started. So I don't want to be in the world that I played in with my friend. So I'm gonna hit Y to make a new world, and I think we're gonna name this world after the viewer who requested that I play this game. So I'm gonna name it Dingus, because it was Dingus who asked me to play it. And done. And we're gonna start. Now, was there a checkbox for tutorials? Because I might have forgotten things. And I'm nervous about playing without tutorials still, because I'm still such a rank newbie to this game. So, folks in the chat that have joined us, Raneth Court is here, Senor Sausage is here, Stevo143 is here, and Malator just joined us. Hello, Malator. So yeah, this is actually a viewer request from Dingus Chief, who wanted to see me play some Valheim after I mentioned that I'd been playing it a little bit with a friend. Long ago, the All-Father Odin united the worlds. He threw down his foes and cast them into the 10th world, then split the boughs that held their prison to the world tree and left it to drift unanchored, a place of exile. For centuries, this world slumbered uneasily, but it did not die. As glacial ages passed, kingdoms rose and fell out of sight of the gods. When Odin heard his enemies were growing once again in strength, he looked to Midgard and sent his Valkyries to scour the battlefields for the greatest of their warriors. Dead to the world, they would be born again in Valheim. So there we go. Okay, so that's what I am, apparently. I never read this last time. I always skip lore text. So here we go. We've got a Valkyrie. Indistinguishable from a harpy in my mind, but we've got a Valkyrie who is carrying my soul from wherever I died, some kind of rainy place. And I'm gonna get dropped. Okay, so I've already got camera control. So I'm gonna get dropped someplace in this rainy, messed up world. I'm trying to remember if it was this rainy last time I played, or if that's just part of the randomization. I'm pretty sure the last time I played this game, it was a sunny day when I was dropped. So that's interesting that they don't force the starting conditions. Oh no, we're going through the trees. Ah! Okay, good. we do have the tutorial crow. Hello, tutorial crow. His name is Huggin. I love that. Welcome to the 10th world, warrior. I'm Huggin, sent here to guide you in your travels. The megaliths surrounding you are sacrificial stones. They represent the Forsaken. You must slay in order to ascend to Valhalla. Cool, yeah. So there are these, like, a bunch of boss battles you have to beat. But in order to become powerful enough to fight these bosses, you have to build up your own, like, basically economy. You have to, build up your access to food, materials, weapons, things like that, and level up your skills in order to be good enough to fight these bosses. So this is basically a survival game where the goal isn't just survival. The goal is to build yourself up to defeat a certain kind of challenge. So these magical stones were scattered throughout the lands by Odin as signposts, pointing towards the ritual grounds of the Forsaken. If inspected closer, this one will reveal the summoning place of Eikthyr, your first prey. So I can register the location of Eikthyr. Oh, what the heck? Eikthr's right close. I have no interest in facing Eikthyr yet, so we're not going to go that direction. We're going to go in a more different direction. So to take stock of the screen, up there we've got my mini-map and status effects, which includes me being wet because I was running around in the rain, or flying around in the rain. You can also see, you can't quite see it yet. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, so you can see that I've got a little arrow pointing, the direction that I'm moving. On the upper left, you can see my available equipment. And actually, I'm trying to remember, what was the... yes, here is the inventory screen. That's on Y. So as I collect things, I can put them in this top row to give myself easy access to them. And then I use the D-pad. Well, okay, I can sit with the D-pad. How else do I use the D-pad? Up. Up on the D-pad is how I equip whatever weapon I've got, or tool that I've got in that slot. Lower left, you can see my health. I have 25 health, but I can extend that if I eat food, which is a thing hopefully I'll learn how to do very soon. So Quintarius Quincy showed up and asked if I'm starting Valheim with a fresh save. Yes, I am. So I'm starting from the very beginning, which is appropriate because that's the only part that I've played. It's the only part that I have any experience with. So Huggin is saying that most items must be crafted. So I need to, for instance, fashion a stone axe out of wood and stone. So here's my crafting menu. It doesn't contain anything right now. The way that they approach sort of unlocking the game for you in Valheim is you learn by picking things up. You pick things up, and then basically you've got, like, I don't know, memories that come back to you about how to use the thing that you've picked up. So right now, my as you saw, my skill tree. Oh, what the heck? No, hey! Frickin' grayling. Get out of here. Oh, you better... There we go. Okay, anyway. All I was trying to do is punch a stupid tree. Just punch at a tree. Okay, it looks like I can't punch a tree. I called this a tree punching survival game, and it turns out there's no literal tree punching. Yeah, I'm doing no damage with my fist. Oh, what? Get out of here, you little jerk. So actually, my favorite book as a child was a book, I think it was called Grayling. It was about a Selkie. Maybe a Selkie and a Grayling are similar in, like, Norse mythology. I don't know. They're always carrying around a bunch of resin. I'm hoping that it's, like, something they've collected and not that I'm, like, picking up a part of their body and using it as resin. Ah, there's a shroom. Okay, I've got a shroom. We're going to eat our shroom. How do I eat things? Use X. There we go. Yeah, so you can see I've got a little stomach interface over on my left, and so it's full of a mushroom for the next 15 minutes. And during those 15 minutes, I will be slowly healing, and my maximum health will be higher. And so they do an interesting thing where basically, I've seen, there are other games, here I'm just picking up a branch, and you can see it immediately unlocked new recipes as soon as I picked it up. A torch. As long as I have resin and wood in my inventory, which I do, I can make a torch, and now I know how to do that. And similarly, how do I, there we go. If I get enough wood, I can make a club, which is a better weapon against Greylings. So I'm just looking around right now for stuff that I can just pick up. So branches on the ground turn into wood, stone turns into stone. And now I've unlocked the stone axe and the hammer because I've got wood and stone. Let's pick up a fair amount of this so that we can do all the things we want to do. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find stone in this game, so I feel lucky whenever I see it. Oh, we've got dandelions. Not sure what you do with dandelions. Okay, Quintaria says you actually can punch trees. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I was missing that other tree when I was trying to punch it. It's actually difficult to orient your character. So my assumption, just from the UI, is that because I've got a crosshair, I keep assuming that my character is going to attack towards the crosshair, but that is not actually the case. I pick things up towards the crosshair, but my attacks and my interactions actually go in the direction of my character's facing. So if I want to punch a tree, I have to actually be facing the tree. And for a little tiny sapling, that can actually be, it can be difficult to even know if you're properly facing the tree. But yeah, okay, so thank you for reminding me that that's a thing that I can do. Oh, frickin' grayling. Oh, you scared Huggin off. I wanted to talk to Huggin, you little jerk. Luckily, these early graylings are not that hard to fight. The little bar under my character is my stamina, by the way. If I do too much fighting, then I get tired and I'm less effective at it. Oh, yeah, it's reminding me that I've got a snack, but I already knew how to eat my snack, so I don't need your help. Haha, take that. Ooh, what's this? I think there might be a flint. Yes, it's a flint. So flint, I think, lets you make some fancier tools, but I think you have to make them at a workbench, which I don't have yet, so I think that's why it didn't unlock any recipes for me. But so flint can usually be found around like bodies of water, and it's different. It's different from regular stones. You can build fancier things with it. So you can see there are these little like hidden chests and things around. Let's see here. How do I pick things up? Transfer is LT plus X. So I got some coins. I got some flints. Nice. So yeah, in this early game, mostly what I'm trying to do is find a good spot to settle down so that I can start building my base and have like sort of a... Oh! Boar. Boar, 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 boar. Not that interested in fighting a boar right now. At least not unarmed. You're still freaking chasing. Okay. I guess we are fighting a boar. Yeah, get out of here. Oh, actually, one thing I just remembered. Boars hate fire. That's right. Oh, I also hate fire. Okay, okay. Yes. So we've just collected some leather scraps. And some boar meat. I don't want to eat that until I've got a fire, though. Who else wants to kill me? So I learned that boar fact, actually, from... I think there was some kind of, like, I don't know, standing stone or something that had a hint on it about boars. I didn't realize up front that I could use fire to intimidate a boar, which means it wants to run away from you. It doesn't attack you as much, and you can be much more effective against it, which makes it kind of a good early source of meat. Once you know how to make torches and know that that's effective. Oh, hey there, Mr. Boar. I've set him on fire. No, come here. Come back. Come back. What are you doing? Oh, come on. Let's have a pig roast. Let's have a pig picking. Oh, wait. Oh, were you scared of the fire? Sorry, I don't have the fire anymore. Yes, I do. Haha. Wait, no, I don't have the fire. I don't have the fire. Come back. Oh! I tricked you. I did have the fire. I did have... Oh, frickin'... I don't even have time to craft a weapon with enemies just attacking me all the time. Oh, and you, come here. Okay, my stamina's not great. Let's run around a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, you thought you'd sneak up on me? Oh, and now you're scared. Now you're scared. Come here. Come here. I really can't get this guy when he's running. Oh, fine. Fine. You don't want to fight me? That's okay. You don't have to fight me. Okay, I keep wanting to settle down, but man, there's just so much wildlife around here. I don't think I can do it. What I want to find is just a nice flat place. Nice flat open-ish place close to the woods where I can make my home. So, okay, so, oh, some more people have joined me in the chat, by the way. Micro Retro's here, and so is Baby BR. Good to have you here. So Quintaria says this game has one of the most satisfying progression systems. So I have not actually spent a lot of time with this game's progression system. Oh. Deer are hard to catch before you have bows and arrows. Oh, that's what I thought. Dude, make up your mind. Are we fighting or are we not fighting? You little coward. Finally. And now I'm all out of stamina. You can't attack at all, apparently, when you're out of stamina. Come here. Oh my gosh. Greylings are so annoying. And there's more boar. Okay, multiple boars I'm not dealing with. Okay, I gotta go somewhere else. Where am I gonna go? It's like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to settle in a place like this, which is just like extremely hilly and full of trees. I'd like to find kind of an open glade of some kind. Is that what a glade is? A glade? I think of a glade as being like a clearing with sparse trees, but I don't know if that's actually what a glade is. It probably isn't what a glade is. What the heck is a glade? Okay, so at least I can see in this area. And I guess the first place I settle doesn't have to be the final place. I can keep looking. Steve-O says, I remember looking for a flat place for ages. So Quintaria says, I'm actually more of a beach house kind of player. Interesting. You know what? Yeah, you can build up on stilts, can't you? So maybe it's not crazy for me to try to settle by a river or something like that, or on an island. That island over there is actually looking kind of attractive to me. But maybe this little spot here isn't too bad. I'm going to punch this tree. Okay, actually, I think I've collected enough stuff. Yeah, we can start crafting things. So let's start with a stone axe. Let's also grab a club so they're not using up our stone axe's durability when we're fighting. This game has got a durability system, but nicely, they let you do repairs for free. So you're not just constantly destroying all of your tools, which is really, really cool. And then let's also build a hammer. And the hammer is special because it actually lets me build buildings. So let's come talk to Huggins. So, yeah, so we need to build a workbench. So when you build a workbench, and this is something I didn't realize at first, when you build a workbench, you're defining the middle of the space that you're going to be trying to build on. So wherever I build the workbench, that's the middle of my territory. So I should probably... I want to build my house, like, around here, around the edge of the river. I don't know if the rocks will get in the way, though, so maybe... Maybe like around here. So I don't want to be too far from here, but I don't want to be right on top of it either because the workbench will interfere with the actual thing I want to build. So let's build my workbench over here by this thing. So now I need to remember. Okay, so I use the D-pad and D-pad up to get out my hammer. And with the hammer up, I can hit B and now I've got a building menu. So, furniture, building, crafting, workbench. Okay, so the workbench needs more wood than I have, which is fine because I now have an axe, and I need to kind of clear some space anyway. So let's clear out these little saplings much faster than I can do with my fists. Hey there, Tank. Thanks for joining us. Oh, and Bardic Angel. Glad to have you all here. So, Micro Retro said, when me and my mate played this, we accidentally or intentionally made Bob Ross as your character. You just like made a character with like a big poofy hairstyle. Did you fill your world with happy little trees? I feel like I'm making the trees kind of unhappy right now. I'm gonna chop down all these little saplings to make clear some space. So it's interesting that they don't make picking up resources be a discrete action, which is kind of a surprise. I'm so accustomed to games where picking up stuff is like choosing what you're going to pick up and what you're going to drop is a big deal. Your inventory isn't quite as limited as in some survival games. Like comparing this to, say, for instance, Stranded Deep, where you really cannot carry very much. This one lets you carry a lot more, and so that's nice. But also, like, when you're sort of mining resources, like I'm doing here, it's actually really helpful that I don't have to separately go around and grab things. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I think this is probably my last sapling. And then just for fun, before I build my workshop, let's chop down the tree that is most likely to squish my workshop. So, the tree chopping in this game is amazing. Because you have to do a bunch of damage to it first. And then eventually, it turns into a chopped tree, and it falls down, and it lands on other things. And depending on how hard it lands on them, it can actually cause a cascading domino effect, where it crushes other trees. So I'm just going to keep hacking at this log until it turns into, like, smaller logs. Okay, let's get our stamina back. So Micro Retro says that, that when they're playing with their friend, one of them was blonde Bob Ross and the other one was regular type Bob Ross. It's just a community of Bob Rosses. That's great. Okay, so eventually these logs turn into nothing but chunks of usable wood. So let me just finish grabbing this log. But yeah, if I'd been a little bit luckier, this log could have knocked down one of these other trees, and I would have had even more logs, which is great. They will also crush saplings. And I like that they put little, like, sparkles around items. Ooh, it's getting to be nighttime. Not that that matters a whole ton. My food is also running out. So I should probably build some stuff that will let me cook some food. So let's open our build menu. And now that we've got some extra wood, we can craft a workbench. So I decide where I want the workbench. I can rotate it. Okay, oh, you know what? I think that one thing you have to do is put a roof over it. And so you don't want it too close to that rock. One thing I wish it would do is show me very clearly the range of the workbench, like where I'll be able to build once I place the workbench. And right now it does not do that. But I'm going to place it here. Placing it as RB. So I've placed it now. And now it's just unlocked a zillion different things that I can build, including walls and stuff. So let's go talk to Huggins. Hey there, Huggins. By the way, I really love their tutorial system in that they've got this character who can just appear anywhere in the world, and they can script him to appear in certain places, like you build a workbench, and it summons Huggin to appear on the workbench I just built. But then if I ignore him, he'll keep appearing in other places until I talk to him. And so it feels kind of natural because wherever you are, Huggin appears. And so you can kind of do whatever, and you'll always see Huggin. which is good for a game like this that's so open-ended. It would be very easy to miss out on tutorial stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the world is actually procedurally generated. That this world I'm in right now is different from the world that I played in with my friend. Quintaria says you can also attack him, which I don't intend to do. But I don't know what'll happen. Okay, so the crafting station needs a roof. So I need to get out my hammer and start building around the workbench. So let me see. So you can line. It's pretty easy to line things up in this game because they you can only rotate them in steps. I think it's like 12.5 degree steps. So okay, I think to figure out how large the area around this workbench needs to be, like the enclosure. Though actually, it says it needs a roof. It doesn't say it needs walls. I've usually done walls in the past, but I'm wondering, can I use pillars? Can I just build like a tall shelter around the workbench? Like, can I like put like a pillar here? I genuinely don't know what's possible here. So I'm going to build a pillar there, and then another pillar on top of it, and then a beam? Wait, I just heard a noise. What was that? What was that? Okay, a beam there, I guess? Do I want the beam like this? So structural integrity is actually important in this game. Like, you can't just do whatever you want like it's Minecraft. You have to actually build, like, you can only build a beam out so far before the beam collapses, because it doesn't have a support attaching it to the ground. One thing is you have to get very precisely on something like that in order to make it work. It's very, very difficult to be precise with this stuff. So it might be annoying to watch me do this. Let's see how it goes. So, okay, I'm going to rotate this beam to be 90 degrees. Okay, this noise I keep hearing, I think it's actually like a sawing noise coming from the workbench. I keep not being sure what I'm hearing, but I'm pretty sure I'm hearing a sawing noise. Okay, so, again, I have no idea if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. One thing, so I might need to, I don't know how oh, there we go. I can place it on the ground, and it'll automatically connect upwards to the beam. Okay, so I think that yes, so the redness means that I'm building out too far and that it can't support it. But I don't know how to... Oh, I might be kind of screwed here unless okay, maybe I can support it like this. And then, now that'll work. Cannot see very well. Oh, I think that the hill is going up high enough. I might not be able to get this size of beam under there. I might need to grab the shorter beam. And then, just to make it symmetrical, let's line that up. Okay, so now let's see if this will let us build a roof over our workbench and have it count. So let's look at roofs. So first we need to build a support for the roof. And am I making this work? Yeah. Like that. And then we'll put another one over here. Come on, let me do it. Let me do it. The other one let me do it. Why won't you? No, I don't want to attach it. There we go. I don't want to attach this to the side. I want to put it on top of the beam. There we go. And now, I guess I should put a beam across the top. I don't think that's technically necessary, but let's do it anyway. Nope, not pointing that direction. Oh, I can't see because of the stupid moon. Okay, there we go. There, and there. And it's nice when basically when a game sort of like gives you really regular measurements and snapping things, it's really nice. It feels really satisfying to sort of just snap all the pieces together. And then finally, let's grab our roof piece and snap it there. So I think that, and this is the thing that I, like, when I first played Valheim, it took me ages to figure out how this system worked. And so originally I was kind of, like, I was like, I don't understand. I don't understand what's interesting about this game. But it's because this is what's interesting about the game. Building your own elaborate nonsense is what's interesting about the game. Oh, it's too exposed. Okay, so I do need walls. That was my question. So I'm wondering, can I... My workbench is slightly off center. I'm wondering, can I place it? So I can, okay, I could probably remove the workbench and then replace the workbench to get it centered. I'm going to do that. So now I can't build at all except for the workbench. Everything is grayed out because my workbench is no longer here. But I can rebuild it. And I'm just going to line it up a little bit better. Though actually, you know what? I'll rotate it the other way because my intention is to build my house in the other direction, so I don't want to have to come around to this side all the time. So let's line this sucker up a little bit better than it was. Not perfect, but whatever. Okay, so now that the workbench is back, I can build normally again. So we'll build... actually, let's rotate it so that the exposed beams on the inside. Like that. And... okay, it looks like can I snap it? Yes, I can snap it there. Good. Snap that. Missing requirement. Oh, I don't have enough wood. I'm out of wood. Oh, no. Oh, no. We got to go chop some more trees down. What's your deal, Huggin? What are you trying to tell me? Oh, tell me about being cold. So, yeah, so my stamina doesn't regenerate as fast when I'm cold. But otherwise, I think I'm fine. I don't think you die of hypothermia in this game. Oh, hey, Ripcore. Thanks for joining us. Sorry I'm, of course, as always, slow to read the chat. All right, let's run over here and chop down another full-on tree. So I'm not actually sure if I can control what direction a tree falls. Like, does it just always fall away from me? Because you can get totally annihilated by a tree. Like, if you're standing under a tree when it falls, you can take a lot of damage from it. Yay, I'm getting skills. There we go. Yes, it looks like it did crush at least one sapling. So Ripcore is calling this The Sims Vikings. I would love, actually, if The Sims did a Vikings expansion pack. That would be great. Or did they already? Are you referring to an actual Sims expansion that I wasn't aware of? Oh no. Oh no. My axe is busted. And unfortunately, because I don't have my workbench up and running yet, I need to craft a new axe. Oh, but what am I missing stone? I'm missing wood. Okay, well, let's go. Yay, skill improved, jump. Okay, we're back to basics. Punching saplings again. So normally, next to my workbench, I could just go back to my workbench and repair my tools for free. Tool durability is only about how long you can use them out in the field before you have to go back home and fix them. It's not about long-term, resource collection or anything like that, where you have to, have a bunch of extra wood or duct tape or something in order to repair your stuff. great, Viking duct tape. So Quintarius points out that one thing that they really like about building things in a game like this is that the stuff you build is actually functional. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, I think there's like a certain kind of like creative satisfaction you can get just from building anything, but if the thing you build can actually do something, there's sort of like there's an extra satisfaction that comes from that. And when there's actually rules about it too, like I was pointing out with, the beams needing to actually be connected to each other and supporting each other in order to not collapse. Like, the fact that you've built a building that actually had to follow the laws of physics is also particularly satisfying. Okay. Stone axe get. Let's hack up this giant log, and then we'll go back to building our little workshop. Yay, pile of wood. Come on. Take that. There we go. Might as well chop these saplings down while I'm here. By the way, notice I'm pretty sure that because my woodcutting skill has gone up, I think the damage I'm doing to trees might be going up as well. I can't promise that. It's not like I was keeping records of it, but feels like that. So Quintarius says that there's a set of rules about stability and objects and how they work that lets you really, what did you say? That you can really bend it to your will. Yeah, I like that too. It's like, because games, they never precisely follow the laws of physics, right? But, so each game has kind of got its own version of the laws of physics, and if you learn that version, you can really, really put it to your own advantage and sort of do insane things, which it can be really fun. So I wonder if that's enough. Like, I don't know what the rules are. And of course, here, I'm trying to select a different thing. There we go. Of course, I didn't quite get the workbench in the right spot, but whatever. I'm fine. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is click the right stick to repair all of my stuff, except for my torch. Torches do not repair. They've got a different problem. Ooh, so I've got some flint, so I can make a flint knife using leather and stuff. I don't know what the flint knife will let me do, but I want one. So I'm going to craft a flint knife. And then I'm also going to craft a hoe, because the hoe is an interesting tool for letting me sort of like plan out my home. So, okay, I've got too many stone axes now. So, okay. One thing I'm going to... Okay, so a couple things I'm going to want. One thing, I am hungry. Now, it's not... This is an interesting kind of survival game because you don't die of hunger. What you do is you just get severely debilitated by the fact that you don't have a full stomach. If you have, when you have stuff in your stomach, and I'm pretty sure that the better the food, the better the effect. When you've got stuff in your stomach, it gives you, health and stamina advantages. And you basically, if you're getting into, I imagine, late game stuff, you need to have that stuff maxed out in order to be successful. But I'm not just going to keel over dead because I didn't find food. It takes the pressure off. It lets you do things like really spend time working on your base without worrying about food. And then later when you want to go out on an expedition of some kind, then you start worrying about food. So let's equip our hoe. And then let's make ourselves a level place where we can build a home. Now, I'm not actually sure what leveling takes. So let me... Okay, so if I just keep going like this, taking one step forward and then hitting level, I think this is kind of doing what I want. Is it raising the nearby ground to the level that I'm standing at? Is that what's going on? I'm not sure, actually, what the rules are for leveling. That would make sense if it just raises nearby ground to the level that I'm currently at, so I can stand on the ground that I want other ground to match. So they make terraforming in this game surprisingly accessible. Like, there's a lot of games where this terraforming bit of it is actually, like, really hard. It's like a late game thing you can do, but this is pretty accessible very early on. So this does not actually look very level to me. So my estimation of what leveling ground meant might be wrong because it's not doing what I thought it would do. Maybe it's leveling, it's taking the level of the middle of the circle and spreading it to the outer edges of the circle. Maybe that's more what it's doing. It's not about where I'm standing. It's about the circle itself. And it looks like I can't just hold it down and spread a level the way that I could in some other games. So it does have this little line that's going down. And it's telling me how much lower the ground I'm pointing at is than me? Is that what it's telling me? I'm having a lot of trouble figuring out exactly how this is working. But maybe I'll just be like, you know what? This is level enough. I'm fine. It's okay. Whatever. It's all right. And actually, if this is going to be kind of a bit of a beach house, maybe I should just put it up on some stilts. Keep wanting, like, I'm like, oh, there must be a way to perfect this. I don't know that there actually is. I wish there were instructions on the screen explaining exactly how the leveling was working so that I could do it well. Because the thing is, like, it's not like there's like a grid painted on it where I can tell exactly what the shape of it is, right? I want to pick a dandelion. Grab some stones. Okay, so now I want to start building my house, but that might be another episode. We've actually been playing this for a while, and all we've got to show for it is a little workbench. This is a game that takes a lot of time, but I think that's okay. I like this game. And one thing that's nice about it is, as long as you're hanging out in an area like this where threats are pretty minimal, this is a pretty chill game. There's a lot of, other survival and building games, like, for instance, Project Zomboid. You can never let yourself get too comfortable, right? Because something is always out to kill you, whether it's starvation from inactivity and not accomplishing enough to, constant threats from the outside. But here, I found a nice little place. It doesn't have a bunch of greylings or a bunch of boars around it. And I can just kind of do this for as long as I want to. And that's really, really nice. Okay, so let me read this chat here, because I think some folks are trying to actually tell me how this works. So, let's see here. So Ripcore is pointing out that stuff does snap into place, but it won't necessarily end up in squares. You've still got a lot of freedom to work around with stuff, and that is true. That's like, I like a nice system where it can snap, and it does give you the tools to make things look better than they have to, but at the same time, it doesn't force you to just have everything be locked down to a grid. So you can have a nice little mix of things being orderly when you want them to be orderly, but not being forced to be orderly all the time. So yeah, Quitaria says that I was close-ish as I was trying to figure out how leveling works. Yeah, so Paroxicus is saying that, to get a place to build, sometimes you have to also have things like a pickaxe to cut through rock and stuff like that gets in your way. Like this rock here, I think I am going to build on stilts to stay above these rocks. Ripcore says that Valheim is also amazing on the Steam Deck. So I've been considering whether or not I want to try to get a Steam Deck. And this does seem like the kind of game that would be good for it because it's a chill game that you would want to play lying in bed. But it works pretty well with console controls. Like something like Project Zomboid, I don't think could work with this kind of controls very easily. But Valheim, apparently, it was originally a mouse and keyboard game. And sometimes the precision placement that you have to do when building does feel like it was clearly designed for a mouse and keyboard. But it's doable, and you've got time to do it because you're not constantly under threat. You've got time to sort of try to get it right. Okay, so Paroxicus points out that that some tools have different uses. So yeah, actually, so you can see I'm hiding it right now because it's the least interesting part of the HUD. But yeah, like over there, you can see that there are prompts for all the different things that I can do with a given tool. So for instance, I can place or remove dirt using this tool. I can also level it. And actually, wait a minute. Oh yeah, so, and then if I hit the build menu, oh, that's right. If I hit the build menu, then I can decide whether I'm raising ground, which requires stone and a workbench, or if I'm just leveling ground, which does not, which is funny because leveling also involves raising a lot. But I get what they mean. Like if I just want to just add a tower of ground where there wasn't one before, that's a bigger deal. And so they make me actually have stone in my inventory if I want to do that. Whereas leveling is basically free. There we go. Whatever. It's fine. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, so Ripcore says, just put down planks. No one will see. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to try to build a wooden floor here. In my next episode, I'm going to try to build a wooden floor here and then build a house on top of that foundation. So Parker wants to know why I chose the name Durangatang. So, yeah, let's end by answering that question. I have answered it before, as you predicted, but that's okay. I don't mind answering it again. Basically, so I've got sort of this thing where I think that nicknames work better if they're given to you by someone else. And so while you can come up with your own names for yourself, a lot of them, especially ones that sound particularly badass, your badass gamer tag, if you wrote it yourself, it actually sounds kind of pathetic. And so when I got my first Xbox Live account, by first I mean my only Xbox Live account, but I got it for the first time, I was newly married, and my wife and I were jokingly toying around with calling each other pet names, because that's a thing that people who are newlyweds tend to do. And so I would call her Monkey sometimes because I thought that was funny. And one time she answered me by calling me Rangatang. So I was like, oh, hey there, Monkey. And she was like, hey there, Rangatang. Because I was taller than her and had, reddish hair. And so it felt like if she's a monkey, then I am an orangutan. And I thought that was really so funny that I actually just, I was coming up with my gamer tag the very next day. And so I called myself Rangatang. But unfortunately, I wasn't an early adopter of several platforms, including Twitch and YouTube. And so when I went for Rangatang on those platforms, it wasn't available. So I just attached something to the front of Rangatang. I went Durangatang, because you could read that as me saying I am the orangutan, and it's just, pronounced colloquially. Or you could actually try to work the word deranged in there, which I kind of liked. So anyway, that's why I'm Durangatang. So, let's see here. So, Malator says, in The Infected, which I guess is another game, they had regular raids on your base. From what I read, they took the mechanic out since it was very annoying to build stuff and just have it get damaged every couple of days. Yeah, so that's a thing that in Zomboid, occasionally I do get my bases attacked and stuff, and that can be frustrating. But mostly not all that much. If you're not playing on a super high difficulty level with frequent helicopter events and stuff like that, you don't get attacked that much. And so your base is usually pretty solid. But one of the reasons I couldn't really get into 7 Days to Die was because the raids on my base were so frequent. I just never felt like I could really build anything that I could rely on. And you can build defenses to keep your base safe, But that takes so much time and effort. I was never able to get over that lip into really enjoying that game. But I've got friends who've gotten really into it. My friend Eric from work, who's been on many of our official live streams, he's got an elaborate 7 Days to Die base that he showed us one time that is just insane. So you can definitely, if you get into it, you can totally play that game. But I think you have to kind of have an engineer's mindset to really want to devote that kind of time and patience to building something that gets attacked every night. So Parker says that he likes that explanation for my name. He thinks it's a pretty sweet story. So I agree. I think it's sweet too. So Ripcore says there are troll attacks later on, but maybe not in this biome. He said, but our village had like 32 troll attacks in 2 months. It was glorious. Our village had to become a bastion with all kinds of defenses. Okay, so I'm misunderstanding. So what it looks like is I'm in the starter area, and building a base in the starter area means that I can chill out. I don't have a lot of attacks. But apparently if you go to other places later on, you can build in a dangerous place. So I guess it's up to you how much resistance you want to face, which is still nice and still, a step up for me above some other games where you're just constantly under threat no matter what you do. Anyway, I think I have actually caught up with the chat. So let's wrap up this episode and make the next episode about building my first house. So we'll put all the YouTube crap on the screen, and the next episode is going to go there. I think I've got time. Yeah, I've got time to do another one, so let's do another one.